Hello everyone, and welcome to Living Coast in your living room. My name is Ashley, one of the educators here at the Living Coast Discovery Center. Now, during this time, we are bringing you different videos Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Right now, we are bringing them to you here through Facebook Live, but starting next week, we will be moving exclusively to premiering our videos on YouTube. You can check out our videos through our YouTube playlist as well as through the link below that we have attached to this video. Now today we are going to be playing trivia, and we're going to be playing trivia all about nature. So it is a nature themed trivia day. I'm going to read the question and then you can comment the answers below. Some of them are going to be pretty easy, but some of the questions are very hard today. So please make sure you are doing your best, and let's see how much nature knowledge you can learn. All right, so my first question today is going to be for you to name a habitat that is found in San Diego County. So all you have to do is name one habitat. Bonus if you can name multiple habitats that are found here in San Diego County. Now, there are lots of different answers that you could provide for this question, as we are home to many different types of habitats here in San Diego County. Some options include things like chaparral, coastal sage scrub, a riparian forest, oak woodland, grassland, vernal pools, desert. The list goes on and on. You could even include things like a beach. Even though we often forget and don't think about it like that, a beach is truly its own habitat. Now, there are many different answers that could have been provided. Make sure all my papers don't blow away in the wind. It's very windy out here at the Living Coast today. But San Diego County is a very diverse region and is home to many different types of plants and animals, including those different types of habitats. Did you know that San Diego County is actually one of the most biologically rich counties in the United States? We are home to so many different plants and animals, and we actually are home to over 200 endemic species. So it's really important that we are learning everything we can to help protect all of those lovely habitats that call San Diego home. Put this one on my other side. All right, question number 2. What is the name of the world's largest reef system? So what is the name of the world's largest reef system? So the answer to this is going to be the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef lies off the coastlines of Queensland, Australia, which is in the northern parts of Australia. And it is home to almost 3,000 individual reefs, 900 different islands, and stretches for over 1,600 miles. This reef is one of the largest reefs found all over the world, and it is quite massive. This incredible living system can be viewed from space. That's one of the reasons why it was so amazing to be able to study, is because when astronauts went up into space, they could see it all the way from up there. Now, to visualize this, one of the best ways to think about it is actually to picture the country of Italy. And then take that and plop it into the coastlines of Australia, and that's about how big the Great Barrier Reef is. So about 1,615 miles. That's a pretty big reef system. Now that is a tropical reef system. Not all reefs are going to be quite as extravagant, but that's okay. Those reefs are going to be really gorgeous to get a chance to check out. All right, so our next question is going to be, what are the 3 R's of sustainability? You might have been told these many times throughout your life, or even just more recently. What are the 3 R's of sustainability? If you can name all 3, that is absolutely amazing, but we'll accept one answer as well. So what are those 3 R's of sustainability? So I'm assuming you guys all got this one. It's one of the easier questions we have on here. At least it's easier to me, but I don't know. Maybe you might have had a little bit harder of a time finding these answers. The 3 R's of sustainability, the 3 most commonly used R's of sustainability, are going to be reduce, reuse, and recycle. Now, reduce means to use fewer resources, and it's going to be trying to take less stuff to manufacture, transport, use, and dispose of products. So you're reducing everything that you are wasting or reducing the amount of new things that you are going to be using. Reuse, that one is just reusing as many materials as possible. So every time you have something and you think it's only going to be a single-use product, before throwing it away, rethink it. Double check. Can I reuse this product for something else? Can I use this bag to hold my chips now that it held my sandwich? Can I reuse this item to be something else? So how can you reuse items to keep them out of the landfill so that we are doing our part? And the last one is recycling. Recycling is going to be pretty easy, right? We all have those blue bins. We can throw in things like our plastics, our cans, aluminum, things like that. But you do want to make sure you're checking those plastics because not all plastics are able to be recycled. Each city does have its own recycling restrictions and regulations, so be sure to double check those numbers to make sure that you are not recycling something that is not actually recyclable. All right, so we went through those 3 R's. So those common ones are reduce, reuse, recycle. Another one I said was rethink, if you knew that one as well. You can rethink, and we can also refuse. Refuse is a good one as well. So didn't list it in my top 3, but it is another option. So you can refuse to use something if you don't want to use that. All right, it's a little windy, so I'm just going to wait a moment. Hopefully it'll calm down before I pick up my next trivia question for you. One of the nice things about being out here at the Living Coast is we do get that lovely coastal breeze coming in off of the bay, but sometimes the wind can be very strong, which definitely impacts our filming capabilities. All right. So today is actually a very special day. Today is a World Celebration Day of what animal? I'll give you a hint. It's very small and matches the colors of this paper. So today is a World Celebration Day of what animal? What animal is being highlighted today to bring awareness to the plight of? All right, so today is actually World Bee Day. Bees and other pollinators, such as butterflies, bats, and hummingbirds, are increasingly under threat from human activities. Pollination, however, is a very fundamental resource that we actually need for not only the plants to be around us, but also for our agriculture. We wouldn't be able to have successful agricultural farms growing different food sources if we didn't have those pollinators. And bees are actually under serious threat. So today is all about bees and highlighting how you can care for bees as well as help conserve them. So some things that you can do is make sure you plant some native plants in your yard or in your garden, and that'll help attract those native bees because we do want to bring out our native bee species. Do you know how many native bees live in San Diego County? It's a crazy number. There's over 200 different species of native bees that live here in San Diego. That's huge. So we need to make sure we do our part to help. Now, World Bee Day was started in as designated as May 20th by the United Nations. So this is celebrated all over the world. All right, so my last question for all of you is going to be, how much of the world's oxygen is produced by just the Amazon rainforest? So we know we get a lot of oxygen from plants and trees and even the ocean, but how much of the world's oxygen is produced by just the Amazon rainforest? We know that trees and plants all over the world are growing, and they are going through that photosynthetic process and releasing oxygen, which helps us. And we know that the ocean also has different plants and algae in it that is going to be producing oxygen as well. But how much of it actually comes from the Amazon rainforest? Quite a bit. There is actually more than 20% of the world's breathable oxygen comes from the Amazon rainforest. That's 1 in every 5 breaths. Yeah, that's amazing. That much comes just from the Amazon rainforest alone. So half of the world's oxygen is produced by the ocean. So every other breath, you can say thank you to the ocean for. And then you can say for every 5th breath, you can say thank you to that Amazon rainforest. And the rest of the ocean, the rest of the oxygen, the remaining 30% is actually from all of the other different plants and trees that are growing all around the world. So we owe all of our oxygen to all of the different wonderful habitat spaces we have here around the world, and including here in San Diego. So it's very important that we are doing everything we can to help bring out plants and make sure that they are getting what they need to survive, and we can get what we need in return. Now, I hope you've had a great time learning about nature here today. These were some quite difficult questions, so let us know how you did in the comments. Did you get 1 out of 5? Did you get 5 out of 5? How did you learn about this nature-themed trivia? As they are very different questions than what we've been doing here at the Living Coast, but we thought we'd change it up and go a little bit harder for you this time around. Now, I hope you had a great time playing trivia with us here today, and we'll see you next time on Living Coast in Your Living Room.